So a man buys his dream house by the sea, and his neighbor builds a wooden wall to block his view on purpose and legally. There was nothing he could do about it. That's the story behind today's dictation. And if you've never done a dictation with me before, here's how it works. I'm going to pre-teach you all the vocabulary first, and then I'll read you a short text of about 100 words to help you train your listening and your spelling and to learn some vocabulary. Your job is to get a pen, genuinely a real pen, and some paper, and write down exactly what you hear. It's one of the best ways to train your ear and sharpen your advanced written English. So let's get into it. But first of all, what can you see here? Do tell me in the chat, what can you see? Okay, so Oksana says scaffolding. That's an interesting answer. So scaffolding, in case you're not aware, is the kind of temporary structures that builders put up next to a building if they need to paint it or if they need to fix it. Laurie says a spiked wall. I have no idea what that is, Laurie. Is this a technical term? Oh, okay. Sorry, I got you. Yeah, it's a wall put up to spite somebody. You got me there. It looks like an argument between neighbours, says Elif. Okay. My mum's here, everybody. So all behold the Queen. She is here. Please, on one knee. Yes. Dorothy is here to supervise things and to be sure that I don't accidentally say anything wrong or rude. I'm always being observed. Now, I bet every businessman in the world wishes he had his mother keeping a close eye on him in case he made any mistakes, let's just say, in his presentation. Isn't it wonderful? Hmm? Nice to see you, Mum. So anyway, what we actually have here, by the look of it, is a wooden structure which appears to be blocking these windows, and that is exactly what we can see here. Now, before we start today's episode, and before we find out why these are here, let's do some vocabulary. So this is going to be a little challenge. You might need a pen and paper now. Okay, so you might want to go and get one. And I'm going to show you some words. And then I'm going to do something different. I'm going to turn off my microphone and camera for 4 minutes to give you some time to think. I'll also turn off the comments. Of course, if I'm capable of doing all these things without finishing the webinar. And I'm going to give you 4 minutes to think in silence and try to match the words with the meanings. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So first of all, I'll turn off the comments. Attendees can chat with no one. Then I'm going to turn off my camera. Can I do that? I am going to turn off my camera. That's exactly what I'm going to do now. In a minute, once I find the turn off your camera button. For God's sake. There it is. Yeah. Right, now I can hide. And now I'm going to show you these words. So these words here, I want you to match them with these meanings. You've got 4 minutes starting from now. Go. Okay, that's it. Time is up. So, how was that? Did I give you too long? Was that too long for you? Was it the right amount of time? Just for future reference. Your comments are on again now, so you should be able to comment. Was that long enough? Was it too long? Is everybody still here? Am I talking to myself? Hello? Too long for Laurie. Long enough for Susanna. Long enough for Elif. Enough for Nicoletta del Cocco. Del Cocco. Long enough, long enough. Okay. All right, so I've got a general idea. Great stuff. Right, so I'm not going to ask you for the answers because we'll be here all night, but I'm going to show you the answers now. So here we go. So these are the answers. And what I want to do is I want to, first of all, do the pronunciation for you. Then we'll talk about the definition, and then I'll show you them all in context, and then we'll move on to the definition, excuse me, the dictation, excuse me. And the dictation contains all of these words. Oh, yes. So let's start the easy one. To acquire. To acquire is just a more formal way of saying to obtain or to gain or even to buy. Okay, so to acquire, to obtain or to gain. It takes a long time to acquire the knowledge. Breathtaking. Breathtaking is a lovely word which means stunning or awe-inspiring or fantastically beautiful even. Um, Perplexing. Notice the pronunciation p. It's not per. My friend Luigi says perplexing. In fact, my friend Luigi doesn't know this word. But if he did, he'd probably say perplexing or something. But it's not, it's p. Perplex. Like you have a stutter. Okay, perplexing. And it means confusing or puzzling. This one is pronounced mere. So a bit like here, over here, mere. And it means simple or trivial. I'll show you in context in a minute. To erect means to build or construct. Again, a more formal way of saying build. Intransigent. If you are intransigent, then you will not move from your decision. You are stubborn. You are inflexible. Okay? It's for a person, really. An intransigent person. There's no way you are changing your mind. To circumvent. This is a verb, and it means, in this case, to avoid or bypass something. Usually a law or a rule or something like that. It could be a problem to circumvent, to avoid it effectively. The next one is an adjective, unimpeded. Unimpeded, which means unrestricted or free. So, for example, you might finish the race unimpeded without any obstructions. Unassailable. Unassailable means undeniable or unquestionable. Okay. Lingering means remaining or persistent. Again, persistent, not per. Persistent. Lingering. And ludicrous. Ludicrous. No cruz. Ludicrous. Absurd or ridiculous. Okay. Any new words for you here? I'll be interested to know, just to make sure I'm getting the level right. Anything new for you, please do tell me. And in the meantime, we'll move on to the next slide. Well, I've put these in context. Now, I'm going to go very quickly here for you. You can come back and watch this again. Okay, I'll also be including this as a PDF when I save the webinar. Okay, so if I go quickly now, it's because I need to get this done and finished and do the dictation. But you can come back to it and you can read it later. To acquire, he worked hard to acquire fluency in English before moving abroad. Breathtaking, the view from the mountain peak was absolutely breathtaking. Perplexing, the instructions were so perplexing that nobody knew how to follow them. Mere. It was just a mere understanding, a simple understanding, but it caused a huge argument. To erect. They planned to erect a new mountain in the city centre. I don't know why that is here. That should not be here. Maybe it came from another one. Yes. Okay, anyway. Intransigent. He remained intransigent, refusing to change his opinion despite the evidence. Circumvent. The hackers found a way to circumvent, to avoid, to get round the security system. Unimpeded. The river flowed unimpeded after the dam was removed. Unassailable. His argument was so strong that it was unassailable. Lingering. There was a lingering scent of perfume in the air, something that doesn't go away. And ludicrous, excuse me, the rest of it is up here. Ludicrous. His excuse for being late was so ludicrous that nobody believed him. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, so there you go. These are the words. And now we're going to start the dictation. So get your pen and paper ready. If you've never done a dictation with me before, I'll quickly explain. I'm going to read a short text of 100 words. I'll read each sentence twice, and you should write what I say. So I'll read it once, and then I'll pause, give you time to write. Then I'll read it again and pause again. Then I'll move on. If you haven't finished writing, then just leave a space. At the end, I'll read the complete dictation again at normal speed, and then I'll show you the text so that you can check everything that you've written. Okay, all clear? Okay, so yeah, if there are lots of new words here for you, well, that's intentional. This is a very advanced dictation this evening, but hopefully by pre-teaching you these words, it should be a little bit easier for you. And what a great way to learn them. So we see them first, we hear them, we see them in context, and then we put them in a dictation. And of course, you can come back to these dictations as many times as you like. It's difficult to remember these words first time. So maybe in a couple of weeks, come back. Okay, so your comments are going off, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to start the dictation. Pen and paper. When Max Jenkins acquired a Victorian villa, when Max Jenkins, now this is a man's name, so I'll spell it for you, M-A-X, and then surname Jenkins, Jenkins. When Max Jenkins acquired a Victorian villa, Victorian should have a capital V, by the way. In Bacton-on-Sea, I'll spell that. In Bacton, that's B-A-C-T-O-N, dash, on, O-N, dash, C, S-E-A. In Bacton-on-Sea, that's B-A-C-T-O-N, dash, O-N, dash, S-E-A, comma. He anticipated breathtaking coastal views. He anticipated breathtaking coastal views. Full stop. Instead, comma, he was confronted by a perplexing. Instead, comma, he was confronted by a perplexing. Wooden obstruction. Wooden obstruction. Mere feet from his windows. Mere feet from his windows. Full stop. New paragraph. The weird barrier the weird barrier, comma, erected in 1915 erected in 1915 by his intransigent neighbour by his intransigent neighbour comma, Miss Day, that's her name, Miss Day, comma, was a calculated maneuver was a calculated maneuver to circumvent to circumvent ancient light laws. Ancient light laws, comma, ensuring no future owner ensuring no future owner could claim an unimpeded right to daylight. Full stop. Final paragraph. Despite its apparent absurdity, despite its apparent absurdity, comma, the structure remained legally unassailable. The structure remained legally unassailable for decades. Full stop. For decades. Full stop. Featured on the BBC in 1972. Featured on the BBC in 1972, comma. The saga underscores how antiquated legal statutes can exert a lingering, can exert a lingering, comma, often ludicrous, often ludicrous, influence on contemporary property disputes. Contemporary property disputes. Whew. Okay, I'm going to read it all again. Just I'll put the comments back on for a second. Bit tougher today. This is a good, probably C1, C2 level dictation today. So I try to vary it, between B2 and C2. Today is a tough one, probably tough for most people. So don't worry if you had trouble. I'll read it again and I'll show, and first of all, I'll read it and then I'll show you the text. Okay. So when Max Jenkins, that's Maxjenkins, acquired a Victorian villa in Bacton-on-Sea, that's BACTON-ON-SEA, he anticipated breathtaking coastal views. Full stop. Instead, comma, he was confronted by a perplexing wooden obstruction mere feet from his windows. Full stop. New paragraph. This weird barrier, comma, erected in 1915 by his intransigent neighbour, comma, Miss Day, comma, was a calculated manoeuvre to circumvent ancient light laws, comma, ensuring no future owner could claim an unimpeded right to daylight. Full stop. Last paragraph. Despite its apparent absurdity, comma, the structure remained legally unassailable for decades. Full stop. Featured on the BBC in 1972, comma, the saga underscores how antiquated legal statutes can exert a lingering, often ludicrous influence on contemporary property disputes. Okay, so let me show you the text now. This is what you should have. Again, don't worry, some difficult words here, especially for spelling. So don't be too hard on yourselves. Okay, it was intentionally difficult. When Max Jenkins acquired a Victorian villa in Bacton-on-Sea, he anticipated breathtaking coastal views. Instead, he was confronted by a perplexing wooden obstruction mere feet from his windows. This weird barrier, erected in 1915 by his intransigent neighbour, Miss Day, was a calculated manoeuvre. That's a difficult word to spell. Okay, manoeuvre. To circumvent ancient. I think I would struggle with this. Okay, so there you go. It's not just you. This is a difficult word to spell. I often forget. This is correct, but I often forget how to spell this word. Yeah, it is French. Yeah, but we use it the same spelling in English. To circumvent ancient light laws, ensuring no future owner could claim an unimpeded right to daylight. Despite its apparent absurdity, the structure remained legally unassailable for decades. Featured on the BBC in 1972, the saga underscores how antiquated legal statutes can exert. So to exert is to force something on someone, okay, or to put pressure or to force something on someone, to exert a lingering and often ludicrous influence on contemporary property disputes. And that is the end of the dictation. How was it? How was it? So you can tell me, it was tricky, challenging. Um, if it was easy, then you can do it next week. You know, if it's easy for you, then next week you can do a cup of tea with John, and I'll go and have my dinner. Honestly, it was a bit difficult, challenging, complicated, pretty tough. Okay, good. Yeah. This was my intention. I wanted to push you a bit, just to push you a little bit. Okay, good. I just you understood Max Jenkins. Oh, okay. That's the only bit. Okay, so listen, guys, before we finish, I've got a couple of ideas. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Firstly, how about if any of you want to, when I post this, why not take a photograph of your dictation and send it to me on, or post it as a picture underneath the webinar? That would be great. It shows that we're interacting. No shame here. Okay. What I used to do on Instagram is ask people to send their dictations in, and they would make nice little photographs. They'd maybe rewrite it. This is a way to do it as well, to rewrite it and to put some colored pens next to it and make a nice photograph, maybe with a cup of tea, and then send it. Either send it to me or even better, post it underneath in the community when I post this webinar. Okay. Just an idea. And also, another thing I'm going to post when I post this is I'm going to give you the original video link to YouTube, which talks about this story. Okay, this is only 5 minutes long, and it's an old documentary. This is the guy here, nice beard. And this is him talking about what happened. Okay, so and you can put the subtitles on if you wish. Okay, 1972. So it's quite sort of old style, but this might be useful for you and interesting to watch. And I'll also include a full account of the story so that you can read the full story. How about that? Are you getting your money's worth? Or have I got to do more? Don't tell me I've got to do more, please. Okay, guys, well done for sticking with me. That was a tricky one, but as I say, I'm trying to give you a few extra things. And here's another thing that you could do. Here's another thing that you could do. I just want to give you an extra idea. Why not try rewriting this, but using these words, okay? Or even trying to remember and rewriting it and trying to remove the words in white and try and put the other words and see if it still makes sense. Okay, it's another extra exercise you could do if you wish. Okay, just to practice. The more you use these words, the more likely you are to remember them. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go off and have my dinner. Thank you very much for being here this evening. And listen, guys, if you really are enjoying John's English School, why not tell your friends? Because you are my best publicity. If you're really enjoying it and you think it's all very well me telling people on Instagram and saying, oh, I'm brilliant, I've got this, but they don't know. If you really enjoy it, tell your friends. And I'm more than happy to give any of your friends a 7-day free trial. Okay, they can try it completely free of charge for 7 days. And if they like it, they can sign up. If they don't, fine. Friends as before. Okay, a little proposition for you. And I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you all very soon.